Hey everybody, it's Harley Funk, and today let's take a look at Backlash 2000, the second event in the Backlash series. This event took place in Washington, D.C. on April 30th of the year 2000, had an attendance of 19,101, buy rate of about 650,000. It's a bit better than 1999's Backlash. Their attendance in Providence, Rhode Island was about 10,939. Had around 400,000 on the buy rate. So WWE, they're starting to get in front of some more eyeballs during this time period. Main event talent was looking good. You had Stone Cold Steve Austin. You had The Rock, Triple H, some others. So just like the Backlash 99 review, I'm going to go down the results. We're going to discuss some of the matches, some of the angles, whatever we want really as we go along. End of the video, I'll rank the matches based sheerly off of my enjoyment for them. I don't care how many moves are in the match. It's not about the, how do you call it? The technical matches may not always be the number one on my list. Sometimes it's just going to be based off of my enjoyment of them, who's involved in them, any kind of storylines that might be coming out of them. That's how I'm going to rank them. Basically ranking them like I would rank movies. So, did your match pull me into the story? Did you show me a good time? You're going to rank up higher on the rankings at the end of the video. And that's how they get ranked around here. But let's get to it. There's no pre-show matches, at least by Wikipedia, that I could find. So I didn't really lose anything there. So let's just go straight into the opening tag match. That's going to be your tag team champions of the world. Nope, not the New Age Outlaws. I did that shit in the last video. Tag team champions this time around are going to be Edge and Christian, defeating the team D-Generation X. It's going to be Road Dogg and X-Pac. 8 minutes and 37 seconds in the opening tag. So yeah, I'm not going to do another Road Dogg impersonation in this video. You're going to have to go back and watch the last video for that one. That was a one-time only deal. This is two openers in a row for Edge and Christian. They were in the opening six-man tag the year prior. This here, standard tag team action. Road Dogg's a lot better, I think, when he's paired up with like a Billy Gunn than he is with a X-Pac. Not as much chemistry between the two of them. This match just didn't hold a candle to the Outlaws' Jarrett Owen match from the year prior. This is just kind of a middle-of-the-road match, nothing special. It was not a bad option to put this on first. I said in the last video, I'll say it in this one, Road Dogg is a showman. D-Generation X in general gets the crowd hyped up, so it was serviceable in what this match needed to do. It was in a good placement on the card. We got a little blood out of Pac there, man. I didn't see how that spot happened, but there was juice. Yeah, decent fare, decent tag match. Not worth going out and checking out. Your second match is going to be the Light Heavyweight Championship. Light Heavyweight Champion is going to be Dean Malenko defeating Scotty 2 Hotty in 11 minutes and 47 seconds. Now, I love me some Dean Malenko. Been a big fan of his going all the way back to the ECW days with Eddie Guerrero. Scotty 2 Hotty's passable wrestler at best. He's really good at the entertainment aspect of this business. It's never really convinced me of being a title contender. He feels more like a Coco Beware of the late 90s. That style of performer to me, I guess. Really good in the mid-card. You'll get some decent matches out of him, but nothing really too spectacular. Kind of like this match. Nothing too spectacular. Nothing offensive. The Super DDT spot at the end from Dean Malenko was great. Best moment of that match. But yeah, overall, just average. Don't rush out for it. Your third match is Big Boss Man and Bull Buchanan defeating the APA of Bradshaw and Farouk, 8 minutes and 37 seconds. Just like the last two. Decent, nothing great. It feels kind of like the show's taking a little bit to get going here. Everything just is really coming across as average. This tag match, it's really no difference. Just average. I really like all four men too, especially to me. And I think the star of this match in wasted potential is that of Bull Buchanan. I do think Bull Buchanan should have gotten himself a better career. Dude was a Jill. I loved how he used the ropes. I love that jump that he did for to the top rope, almost like that Paul Roma used to do back in the early 90s. It was a good fit with Boss Man, too. And Boss Man, I mean, he's not familiar to tag teams. I mean, he was part of the Twin Towers of Hakeem, another tag team that I really liked. So the Bull, Buchanan, and Big Boss Man pairing, I'm on board with that. And I think they could have done more with it. APA, too. APA's great tag team as well. That's a Hall of Fame tag team. One of my dad's favorite tag teams, actually. He told me APA always reminded him of like Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher back in the Golden Age. So I love me some Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher as well. Kick ass and dance the polka. But anyways, four horses slugging away at each other. Bradshaw eats the scissors kick from Buchanan. Boss Man, Bull, they get the win. I do like that Bull got the rub to be the man to get the pin in the finish. Just not sure why they didn't do more with him. Average tag again, though. Nothing spectacular on this one. Your fourth match is going to be a hardcore six-pack match. Got hardcore champion Crash Holly defeating both the Hardys, Matt and Jeff. Hardcore Holly, Perry Saturn, and Taz in 12 minutes and 18 seconds. Last year, the hardcore title match between Al Snow and Hardcore Holly actually got the match of the night nod for me. Never would have thought that going into that show. I dug the ECW influence on that show. This show kind of lost some of that ECW influence. Now, granted, I like the stage. I've always liked the stage setup of Backlash anyways, with the swinging hooks and all that. The Hardys got to make good use of the hooks, get their high spots in. So the use of the environment itself was actually really good. But this is just like the WWE light, extreme version of what they were trying to copy from ECW. And it really could have been more than what it was. I mean, if you look at the talent in this match of Saturn and Taz, most known for ECW, Crash Holly too, maybe not as much in the ECW aspect, even though he was in that world. Perry Saturn and Taz, obviously a little bit more popular in ECW. Hardcore Holly, who brought it last year, so I had higher hopes for him this year in 2000 to do something. And then, of course, you got the Hardys. Well, yeah, the Hardys did a good job. They're not known as hardcore wrestlers, but they are known as high spot wrestlers, and they got their spots in this match, and it was good. I felt like you got 6 men, hardcore championship. There should have felt like there was more carnage, chaos, or something to this match. And this was just there. I don't know. Your 5th match. Big Show beat Kurt Angle in 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Say that again. Big Show defeated Kurt Angle in 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Really? What the hell was this? Big Show's full clown stage right now. He's doing his impersonations. It's fine. Big Show's got a great personality. He's great at comedy. But Kurt Angle, cusp of superstardom here, and you feed him to him in under 3 minutes. While the guy he's fighting is doing a Hulk Hogan gimmick. Would you have fed Kurt Angle to Charlie Haas when he was doing the impersonations? No. And it shouldn't have happened this way here either. This was crap. This is garbage. I don't understand the booking of it. And a show that's this average so far, you get 2 caliber athletes like Big Show and Kurt Angle, great performers, and you give them less than 3 minutes. I don't understand it. So yeah, skip this match. This was terrible. Your 6th match. TNA, it's going to be Test Elbert with Trish Stratus defeating the Dudley Boys, 11 minutes and 6 seconds. Here we're at the point, Bubba's smitten with Trish. Does he want to put her through a table? Does he not? We don't really know. I really probably should have watched some of the TV leading up to this because I'm not really sure if I quite understand the storyline. Either way, she kisses him. He goes into Bubba trance. But yeah, that's the shit we got going on here. TNA, actually, solid-ass tag team. Very underrated, in my opinion. Both of them. Best use for both guys was to put them in a tag team during this time period. And I really think they should have kept them as a tag team as well. I mean, Test and Albert really, honestly, could have been the Attitude Era's version of, like, the Powers of Pain. You know, Barbarian and the Warlord or something. Just two big, badass, muscle-bound dudes just whipping people. Yeah, but WWE's version of the Dudleys was okay, too. Bubba and Devon, they own their roles. They're great performers. Easily one of the best tag teams of all time. But I think I love their chaotic feel to them more in ECW. But I guess what would be most remembered about this match with the Dudleys and TNA is the botched spot at the finish. At least I think it was a botched spot. I'm not sure. I don't know. I can't remember if it was Test or if it was Albert. But one of them inadvertently kicked out of the 3D, the finishing move of the Dudleys. Now, good old JR, he had to rush, kind of cover the spot, and he did the best he could with it, saying, hey, you know, the Dudleys, they must not have caught all the 3D because nobody kicks out of the 3D. I just think something happened there. It was messy. And then Bubba, he continues his assault on women, puts Trish through the table at the end. She takes the stretcher job at the end. I guess the romance is over. But yeah, just another average match. Your seventh match, European champion Eddie Guerrero beat Essa Reels 8 minutes, 38 seconds. Essa Reels didn't last very long in the WWE. I'm not really sure why. I don't know if maybe he just had a hard time connecting with the audience. He was competent in the ring. He had some nice high spots, some decent moves. I thought they were going to kill themselves on the table. But yeah, Rios, he didn't stick around very long, I don't think. Average match. Just felt like a TV match, really. Lita came across looking good. She's early in her career here. But your stars are going to be Eddie Guerrero and Chyna. Wow. These two worked absolutely fantastic together. I bet WWE had no idea the kind of chemistry those two were going to have. I'm sure they might not have even known the kind of chemistry they were going to have when they were on camera. This is, bar none, my favorite version of Chyna. I prefer her with Eddie to Chyna and DX any day of the week. I think they completely elevated each other. This is just an absolute perfect pairing. And Eddie Guerrero, top of his game, just absolute top of his game in the entertainment aspect of wrestling. This man could do no wrong for most of his career. One of the greatest of all time. I miss Eddie Guerrero in a wrestling ring every day. I was surprised there was no frog splash finish in this match. Very weird to see an Eddie Guerrero match without a frog splash in it. But instead, Eddie pulls out this like spinning crucifix toss into a neck breaker combo. You know, a little finish him.
Finish him!
Essa Rios is done, and I don't think he was ever on pay-per-view again after this. I'd have to look to make sure on that. Decent match, just average. Like I said, felt like a TV match. Your eighth match, Intercontinental Champion Chris Benoit defeating Chris Jericho in 15 minutes and 3 seconds. I'm not going to hijack the Backlash video for too long going into this topic, but this is only my second video on the channel. I believe we're in a very getting to know each other stage right now. So I'll say something quick on the whole Benoit aspect. We'll move on. Benoit was one of my favorite wrestlers during this time frame. Honestly, would have been one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Like many of my generation. I mean, we were all into Eddie and Benoit at the height of their careers. I mean, look no further than WrestleMania's 20s main event to know that. But with the tragic situation that happened in 2007, Benoit, unfortunately, it becomes a case now where you just got to separate the art from the artist. He was such an integral part of many years in WWE. And I'm sure I'm going to be covering a lot of his matches that he had in WCW and ECW, Japan, Canada, wherever. I'm going to be reviewing a lot of different things and talking about a lot of different things on this channel, and it's going to be damn near impossible to avoid Benoit. So yeah, I have to separate art from artist. I completely understand if some of you out there can't do it. I'm still a fan of Benoit's matches, though. I mean, everything else, like, I'm still a fan of his matches. He was superb in the ring. He was one of the actual all-time best. He would have been in the Hall of Fame. I do still get enjoyment when I watch his matches by separating the art from the artist. But like I said, I get a lot of enjoyment out of his matches, but not this one. How did Benoit and Jericho fail me? The pace was all sorts of wacky. The finish with the title belt and the disqualification. Guys, this has been such an average show so far. You have Benoit and Jericho in your ring, your very ring, and you give me a mediocre match and a terrible finish. This, by all rights, should have been the best match of the night. And now I don't even know where it's going to end up at this point when I do these rankings. I may just go off the cuff at the end of this thing. We've seen so much better matches out of these two. They just never really kicked it into another gear for me. Match 9, your main event. You've got The Rock beating Triple H for the WWE title. Shane McMahon, special guest referee, 2 years in a row. Match time on this one, 19 minutes and 22 seconds. Yeah, we're full on Rock versus McMahon, Helmsley faction feud here. Stone Cold going to show up? Is he not going to show up? He's been off for around 6 months. He came back, did the whole crane spot on the bus, making it explode recently, but otherwise you haven't really seen Austin in 6 months. Your main event picture is still really close to similar from last year, just kind of a little bit of flip-flop in here. Your McMahons are involved still in the main event scene, except Vince and Shane are on the same side now. Austin and Rock are now in the main event scene, you know, but they're on the same side instead of feuding with each other. Triple H has moved himself up the card, even though he had that shitty match with X-Pac last year. All this match is really doing was building up that Stone Cold return. And they got the pop they wanted when he did come out. But until he showed up, this whole thing felt like a Raw main event. In fact, this whole pay-per-view felt like an episode of Raw. I like the rock bottom spot on the table with Triple H and Shane. I like the Stooges coming out. Man, it's been a while since I've seen me some Pat Patterson and Gerald Briscoe. God, those guys are fantastic in their roles. Linda McMahon came out with Earl Hebner. She probably found him selling merch in the parking lot. Just kidding. But brought him out to count the pinfall at the end. Yeah, there's better matches with these two involved. This is definitely not one of their better ones. This is 2 years in a row now for Backlash, a Triple H match. One of my actual all-time favorite wrestlers is Triple H. But 2 years in a row, Triple H match has disappointed me. Backlash is not your event so far as I'm concerned. So, yeah. Overall, show was worse than last year's show. Felt generic, felt average, felt like a TV episode. At no point in the show did I ever feel that we actually hit a major high. Kind of like that pop for Austin was about the highest we got today. Forgettable show. Not worth jumping out the Peacock to see it. So let's just go ahead. We're going to jump into the rankings of this match and just get the hell out of here. What do you guys say? 9, your last place match goes to The Big Show and Kurt Angle. Taking the low spot. There is absolutely no excuse for this match. 8, Acolytes, Bull Buchanan and Big Boss Man. Besides a couple of good spots out of Bull Buchanan, very forgettable match. Number 7, Eddie Guerrero and Essa Rios. 6, Road Dogg and X-Pac and Edge and Christian. Number 5 spot's going to go to the Hardcore 6-Way. It was still a good showcase for the Hardys, but this match could have been so much more with all the talent they had involved in it. Your 4th match is going to be your main event, The Rock and Triple H. Ranking in at number 3 is going to be Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho, which should have been number 1, but nope, it's number 3. Number 2, Dudley's and TNA. And your number 1 spot today goes to, and I am freaking shocked even saying this, number 1 spot goes to Scotty 2 Hotty and Dean Malenko. Still was an average match and an average pay-per-view, but I never would have thought Scotty 2 Hotty would have gotten a match of the night nod. Backlash has been a weird-ass event for me so far, with being the hardcore title being my match of the night last year, and the light heavyweight title match with Scotty 2 Hotty involved becoming my match of the night this year. Very strange so far. Very interested to see what the next year brings. I don't remember hardly anything about any of these shows. This almost feels like first-time watches for me. So, next video, going to be Backlash 2001. Still working my way through the series. So I said, WrestleMania Backlash, it's a week from this Sunday, so hopefully we're going to have a review for that one shortly after that airs as well. Thanks everybody for stopping by, hanging out. If you like the video, throw me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you want to keep up with the content that's coming out. There's going to be something for everybody on this channel. And if you like wrestling like I do, I'm an obsessive wrestling fan. I have been since 1989. You're in the right place. We're going to be covering it all on this channel. So thanks a lot for stopping by. See you all next time.